We're counting down the minutes to the first pitch of today's game.
Yes!
Who's in the starting lineup?
Come on, son. You got to get out there and take the mound. It's game time.
What does the skipper have to say?
It's an attitude. You got to be willing to defend. You got to be willing to base run, or you can't play here.
It's the leadoff show powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook with Tommy Wortz on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM, The Fan.
Welcome into the leadoff show live from the 1250 AM, 105.7 FM, The Fan studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Tommy Wortz here with you, getting you caught up all things Brewers Pirates ahead of game number 2. It'll be Brandon Woodruff on the mound for Milwaukee, going up against Mitch Keller of Pittsburgh. 5:40 first pitch today from PNC Park in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Game number 143 on the season. Brewers, a 5-game lead and change on some of the best record in baseball. What's their lineup looking like today?
Looking up, and it is gone.
It's almost time for the first pitch. Let's see who's in today's starting lineups. Brought to you by Lakeland University. Experience it your way. Visit lakeland.edu. It's the leadoff show powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM, The Fan.
4.5 games. All right, fine. 5 games, 5.5 games in the NL Central. Thanks again to Lakeland University for being a part of the leadoff show. Experience it your way, lakeland.edu. First up, let me give you the lineup for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Jared Triolo, the shortstop, to lead things off for Pittsburgh. Spencer Horwitz at first base will bat second. Brian Reynolds, the DH, will bat third. Tommy Pham in left field will bat fourth today. Nick Gonzalez at second base will bat fifth. O'Neal Cruz in center field will bat sixth. Nick York in right field batting seventh today. Henry Davis at catcher will bat eighth. Cam Devaney, the third baseman, will bat ninth. Now for the Milwaukee Brewers, Sal Frelick to lead things off. He's in right field. Jackson Churio in left field to bat second. Bryce Terang at second base will bat third. William Contreras, the catcher, to bat fourth today. Jake Bowers batting fifth is the DH. Andrew Vaughn at first base will bat sixth. Caleb Durbin, third baseman, batting seventh today. Blake Perkins in center field batting eighth. Rounding things out, the shortstop, Joey Ortiz. Well, Apple TV Plus, how do you guys like it so far? Brewers have been on there quite a bit now over the last month and change. Friday Night Baseball. Unfortunately, not everyone getting able to watch because it's on Apple TV, but it was a great game to watch if you were a Milwaukee Brewers fan. Not perfect by any means, but a lot of good, a lot to talk about, some news to update you on before we get into our rewind. Grant Anderson is now has now been sent to AAA Nashville on a rehab assignment, so he begins his rehab assignment officially. Christian Yelich scheduled to get some batting practice in the cage today as well. He's not in the lineup again for, I believe, the third straight day, but it's all right. He's working his way back. No IL stint, it seems like, coming for Christian Yelich. It is the leadoff show. Tommy Wortz here with you. Going to be joined by Drew Wagner in the 5 o'clock hour, 5:15. We will talk to Drew Wagner to top things off at 5 o'clock. It'll be Austin Herdina over at the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Get you guys some of your best bets if you want to get any action on today's game. But let's rewind and talk a little bit about yesterday's day here.
Did you miss the last game? Did you miss what was said after the last game? It's time to rewind. It's the leadoff show powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM, The Fan.
Quinn Priester going up against Johan Oviedo of the Pittsburgh Pirates, and the Brewers would get on the board first in the top half of the first inning after Bryce Terang would lead things off with a single. That was the first hit and only hit in the inning. Isaac Collins draws a walk. William Contreras at the plate. It could have been a hit, maybe, but probably more so an error on this one.
0-2. Grounded to third, and it gets past Triolo. Off his glove and into left. Terang will score. Collins held at third. Brewers take a 1-0 lead.
Highlights courtesy of Apple TV Plus. Is it Apple TV Plus? I'm pretty sure. But a hard hit ball to the third baseman, Jared Triolo, as William Contreras gets the first run to come across. It was 1-0 in favor of Milwaukee. Quinn Priester on the bump for the Brewers. In the second inning, he would give up his first run after a ground rule double to Nick Gonzalez. O'Neal Cruz, the RBI single, would tie things up after 2. Then an RBI double in the third inning would give Pittsburgh the lead. Brewers trailed 2-1 after 3. Later on in the contest, in the sixth inning, that's when the Brewers would get back on track. William Contreras, a one-out single, an infield single from Sal Frelick. Andrew Vaughn would strike out swinging with 2 outs. I mean, Jake Bauers.
Bauers to right field. That's a base hit. In from third is Contreras. Frelick being waved around. He will score, and the Brewers have the lead on a 2-run single from Jake Bauers.
Where were you when Jake Bauers gave the Brewers the lead on September 5th? Because I was watching it live, all right? That was awesome to see out of Jake Bauers. He had a great day, honestly, too. Has been back on track his last couple of appearances, for sure. In some insurance in the 8th via Bryce Terang, RBI.
Ramirez with the 2-1. And Terang sends this into left to give Milwaukee an insurance run. An RBI single to make it 4-2.
4-2. Andrew Vaughn reaches on an infield single, and on the throw, we saw a run come across. It was 5-2 after 9 in this one. The Brewers pick up their 87th victory on the season. The victor is Quinn Priester. He goes 7 innings, 6 hits, 2 earned runs, 6 strikeouts, now 12-2 on the season. Abner Uribe picking up his 5th save for Milwaukee, and Quinn Priester finally did it. The most consecutive decisions with a victory. Yeah, I think I said it correctly, but 11 straight decisions for Quinn Priester, ending in a victory. The Brewers have not lost since May 24th if Quinn Priester has been on the mound. After the game was over, they sat down, talked a little bit with the starting pitcher, Quinn Priester, after the game. Here's what he had to say about breaking the record and other numbers he's looking forward to for Milwaukee.
You know, we just have a great team. Like, I mean, everybody finds a way to help out. Tonight was JB and Bryce. You know, he's been as hot as anybody in baseball, and you know, Bill doing everything. Like, you know, I just think it's been working out that it lines up with me on the mound. I know my mentality is certainly, you know, when we do, you know, not skid, but like, you know, lose the game, like I definitely want to be out there to shut that down, like immediately get us back on the right track and essentially just get us back in the dugout, like get us back at the plate. You know, we're going to get hits. We just need the ABs. And, you know, my eyes, I'm not even sure this is true, but just like the longer guys are out there, the more, you know, that becomes challenging to get momentum and get into a rhythm. And so definitely didn't do a good job of that the first 4 innings. But then when I was able to string together 1, 2, 3s and, you know, felt like I was able to just get the guys back in the dugout. And then we started to score a little bit.
And to get the team win, obviously, is the most important thing, but to get in the record books, I don't know if Mike told you, but that was your 11th straight winning decision. Does that mean anything? That's kind of a cool thing, isn't it?
It definitely does. I think, you know, certainly more important is kind of marching towards, you know, I want to win 100 games. It's not a secret. You know, that's where I think, you know, we can totally achieve that. We're within striking distance. But having, you know, that streak, it was kind of following around because there was a couple no decisions. And so now just, you know, very proud of that because it means, you know, I've been doing things well, or at least well enough. But I'm kind of glad that that's kind of done, and now we move on, and you know, I think everybody's goal here should be to win 100 games this year, and then just keep playing good, and as long as we can.
What's changed in the 13 months since you've been here? What is the picture?
A lot of confidence, and then, you know, there's no doubt that everybody in this clubhouse, you know, believes in me, and like that's a very powerful thing, you know, especially when the guys behind me, you know, you can feel it when in the mound visits, you know, and you know, just the trust that Bill kind of shows in what I want to do, what he wants to do, and then that feeds a lot of confidence, you know, that they believe me for a reason, and that confidence then to execute pitches and not necessarily strike everybody out, but just get the ball on the ground simplified the game for me a lot. And then, through that simplification, I just feel like I've been able to learn a lot better.
There is Quinn Priester speaking to the media after the game. That audio courtesy Adam McCalvey on Twitter. It is the leadoff show. Tommy Wortz here with you, getting you caught up for Brewers and Pirates, game number 2 of the series. Brandon Woodruff going up against Mitch Keller. Brewers' magic number to clinch a playoff berth this postseason now at 7. A combination of Brewers wins and Giants losses will clinch a postseason berth for Milwaukee. A 5.5 game lead now in the National League Central. The Brewers have the best road record now, 41-29 this season. 31-11 in their last 42 road games is the Milwaukee Brewers. The other 2 pitchers, we've been talking about them as well, that Quinn Priester now has bested for the winning decision franchise record, Chris Bosio and Cal Eldred back in 1992. William Contreras last night reached 1,000 innings, caught for the first time this season, reached that number for the first time with Milwaukee here. 1,060 innings last year. Contreras is the 5th player in franchise history to have consecutive seasons of 1,000 or more innings. Darrell Porter back in 74 and 75. BJ Surhoff in 1990, 1991. Jason Kendall back in 08, 09. And Jonathan Lucroy back in 13 and 15. Sal Frelick, second in the NL in batting average. Bryce Terang picked up 2 hits yesterday, moved up a little bit. He is 4th in the National League as well in batting average. Terang 2 hits, Contreras 2 hits, and of course our guy, well, maybe you guys hate him, but my guy, Jake Bauers, 2 hits, including that 2-run RBI single that gave the Brewers the lead in the 6th inning. He spoke to the media after the game. Here is Jake Bauers after the game.
You're asking Murph kind of about the last couple of days. Do you feel like you had some hard contacts that something good was coming?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think over the last week or so, it's been getting closer and closer. So to get a result is obviously great, but to get it in that spot was even better.
Was it feeling a little grindy for the team? Yesterday there were those chances that didn't come through. Today it started kind of the same way, just to break through.
I think it's been that way probably since Toronto. I feel like we've had a lot of balls, homers robbed, diving plays made. Me and Yelly were talking about it yesterday during the game. Actually, that's kind of what it felt like. But anytime you can go through that and still pull out wins, that's a pretty good sign. So,
Jake, how about Quinn and the way he's able to kind of get back on track after those first few innings and just the lift he's given you guys this year overall?
Yeah, it's been crazy. I mean, can't say enough about him. He's been amazing for us. He's been great in the clubhouse. Love hanging out with the guy. Love talking shop with him. And it's fun to see him just keep getting better.
Besides just being a good team that's won a lot of games, what is it about, like with him on the mound? Even when he isn't the sharpest, it seems like the guys kind of pick him up. And it's, you find a way to win those games.
Yeah, I mean, I think with him, he pounds the zone. So even when he's given up a couple runs, it's on the quicker side of things. And so I think anytime you have a pitcher on the mound who's pounding the zone and giving the defense chances and everybody's staying engaged, it's a little bit easier to roll into the dugout and get back on offense for sure.
There is Jake Bauers speaking after the game. Adam McCalvey again, that courtesy of the audio highlights, again courtesy Apple TV Plus. It is the leadoff show. I have to say this. I have not thought about that until Jake Bauers brought that up. And really just the attentiveness it takes to play defense when Quinn Priester is pitching. I mean, he did have 6 strikeouts yesterday. That's a decent day for Quinn, and he went 7 innings, which the Brewers desperately needed out of a starting pitcher over this stretch they've had now. To have the attentiveness on defense helps lock you in more on offense. And maybe you don't see the correlation, but the Brewers put up 10 hits. They walked 5 times yesterday. Do you know this game could have been way worse in favor of Milwaukee? They left 12 men on base. They were 3 for 20 with runners in scoring position yesterday. Contreras was 0 for 2. Ortiz 0 for 2. 0 for 1 from Collins, from Frelick. Durbin and Churio both 0 for 2 as well with runners in scoring position. They were getting on base. They just couldn't finish the job, and they ultimately come away with the 5-2 victory in game number 2 against Pittsburgh. Also to note, Bryce Terang batting in the 3 spot now has batted in every single spot in the order for Milwaukee at some time this season. And whatever, put this bat wherever you'd like. In his last 32 games, Terang batting .358, 11 homers, 27 RBIs, has a 1.146 OPS in that stretch, including an on-base percentage of .421 and a slugging percentage of .725. Terang has been on fire. Caleb Durbin, sneaky, been on a little bit of a hot streak. He was 1 for 3 yesterday, and Caleb Durbin, now over his last 12 games, is batting .381, has 3 homers in that stretch as well, and he also has a 1.1 OPS over that same stretch. See what happens. Uribe, good to see him bounce back again as well. Needed that big time out of Abner Uribe as the Milwaukee Brewers. We heard the news yesterday with Nick Mears heading to the IL, Carlos Rodriguez being recalled. They're going to need a lot out of these starting pitchers, and Quinn Priester continuing to do that now for the Crew as he is 12-2, 7 innings, 6 hits, 2 earned runs from Quinn Priester. His game logs just gross. I mean, you look at it and it's all green W's, wins when Quinn Priester pitches. He has gone 7 innings or more now since May 24th. 4 times rather, right now with that appearance yesterday. His season ERA, 3.25 now from Quinn Priester. The whip at 1.23, maybe a little bit higher for that 3.25 ERA, but still, no one could have predicted this out of Quinn. This has been an unbelievable appearance from Quinn Priester in 2025. He is part of the story, and I do think he has earned himself starting a playoff game for this team this season. It is the leadoff show live from the 1250 AM, 105.7 FM, the Fan Studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Come back, get you a little update on the injury report for Milwaukee, and get through our Building a Winner feature presented by Iron Workers Local 8, live from the 1250 AM, 105.7 FM, the Fan Studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook.
Looking up, and it is gone.
It's almost time for the first pitch. Let's see who's in today's starting lineups. Brought to you by Lakeland University. Experience it your way. Visit lakeland.edu. It's the leadoff show powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 1057 FM, The Fan.
Welcome back to the leadoff show. Tommy Wortz here with you live from the 1250 AM, 1057 FM, The Fan studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Before we get into a little bit of eye on the enemy, injury report, building a winner, before we continue, the Brewers lineup: Sal Frelick in right field, Jackson Churio in left field, Bryce Terang will bat third. He is at second base. William Contreras to bat fourth. He is the catcher. Jake Bowers at DH will bat fifth. Andrew Vaughn at first base will bat sixth. Caleb Durbin, the third baseman, will bat seventh today. Blake Perkins in center field batting eighth, while Joey Ortiz rounds things out. He is the shortstop batting ninth.
Who's hurt? Who's getting close to coming back? Let's check out today's injury report. It's the leadoff show powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 1057 FM, The Fan.
All right, there's been a lot of it going on, so I just want to make sure we don't do this one all the time, but I want to wrap things up so you guys all have an idea on the latest that we know from your injured Milwaukee Brewers. Christian Yelich isn't in the lineup, but it's day-to-day. He's taking swings, batting practice in the cages, is what I am hearing from Adam McCalvey on Twitter. Nick Mears was placed on the 15-day IL, but that is retroactive to September 2nd. That is due to back tightness. Trevor McGill, bullpen session went well on Thursday. He's expected to be activated from the injured list by September 16th, as Adam McCalvey from MLB.com reports. Grant Anderson slated to pitch one inning in his rehab appearance for AAA Nashville today. And that catches us back up to Shelby Miller's season over. Logan Henderson, late September to early October, according to Kurt Hogue, the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel.
The key to building a winner in baseball is a strong minor league system. Who are the names we should know? How did they play in their last game? Ironworkers Local 8 brings you building a winner. Be a cowboy of the sky. Apply now at IWL8.org. It's the leadoff show powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 1057 FM, The Fan.
Yes, time for another Building a Winner feature presented by Ironworkers Local 8. Thanks again to Ironworkers Local 8 for being a part of the leadoff show all season long. Taking a stroll around the minor leagues again for Milwaukee. As yesterday, a little bit of action. How did it go down? We'll go through it right here. We'll start things off with AAA.
Nashville Sounds.
Nashville yesterday dropped their game to the Norfolk Tides 3-1. Not a lot of exciting happening on the offensive side. For instance, Brandon Lockridge 1 for 3, Tyler Black 1 for 4 in the game, and Freddie Zamora picked up the Sounds only their third hit of the game. That's all they would end with, as Jefferson Cuero did get an RBI, but that was it. 3-1 they fell to the Norfolk Tides. Not a positive game indeed to talk about at AAA. Hopefully AA is better.
Biloxi Shuckers.
It's not much better. The Biloxi Shuckers lose 5-0 to the Pensacola Blue Wahoos. However, Blake Burke, who's been awesome since being promoted to AA, he's got a 932 OPS. He did go 2 for 4 in the contest. Luis Lara, top 15 prospect according to MLB Pipeline, he goes 1 for 4 as the Jaron DeBerry experience after being named Brewers Pitcher of the Month last month in the minor leagues. 10 hits over 5 1/3 yesterday, 4 earned runs, 3 strikeouts for the Brewers pitcher DeBerry. Let's go to Single A.
Wisconsin Timber Rattlers.
The High A T-Rats pick up a win over the South Bend Cubs. They win 9-2 in that game. We saw Jesus Mate 1 for 4, 2 for 4 from Andrew Fisher. He's got an 841 OPS since being with High A Wisconsin in the game. I mean, there is a possibility that Fisher is in Biloxi to start the season next year. I think that conversation officially starts. And of course, Made, he's batting .340 over that stretch, 9-2 over the Cubs. That's the score for the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers. One more team to get to.
Carolina Mudcats.
Carolina Mudcats. They are in the battle for the postseason with the Fredericksburg Nationals right now, and it is not going well. They lost 5-0 yesterday on a walk-off grand slam in the game yesterday by Angel Feliz. Sorry, that's wrong. It was by Jorelis Mota. My bad. Feliz started the inning off with a single in the game. Jaden Dubanowitz gave up the walk-off grand slam. Josiah Ragsdall with a hit. Eric Batanti picks up a hit, and Luis Lameda as well. But crumbling at the end of both halves are the Carolina Mudcats. And remember, this is their last 2 games, I guess, as the Carolina Mudcats. They rebrand to the Wilson Warbirds next season. This Building a Winner feature presented by Iron Workers Local 8, building Milwaukee's future one beam at a time. Coming up, we're going to talk to Austin Herdina over at the Potawatomi Sportsbook. If you want to get any action on today's game, get you some of the betting odds courtesy of the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Drew Wagner still to join the program at 5:15 today as we gear up for Game 2 between the Brewers and the Pirates. It's Brandon Woodruff going up against Mitch Keller. It is the leadoff show. Tommy Wortz here with you live from the 1250 AM, 105.7 FM The Fan Studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook.
Let's get the latest on today's odds for the game. What's the best way to go? Let's check in with our expert from the Potawatomi Sportsbook to find out. It's the Leadoff Show, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM, The Fan.
Welcome back to the Leadoff Show. Tommy Wortz here with you live from the 1250 AM, 105.7 FM, The Fan studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Before we get over to Austin Herdina at the Potawatomi Sportsbook Brewers lineup, in case you missed it earlier in the show. Sal Frelick to lead things off. He is in right field. Jackson Churio in left field to bat second. Bryce Terang at second base will bat third. William Contreras is catching, batting fourth today. Jake Bauers, the DH, to bat fifth. Andrew Vaughn at first base will bat sixth. Caleb Durbin, third baseman today, batting seventh. Blake Perkins in center field will bat eighth. Batting ninth, the shortstop, rounding things out, Mr. Joey Ortiz. Joining the show now, as he does each and every day, you can find him over at the Potawatomi Sportsbook because he is the manager of the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Austin Herdina live now on the Fan Guest Hotline, powered by Gruber Law. Austin, how we doing today, my friend?
Oh, very good. It's been a great day at the Sportsbook today, and it's going to get even better with the Brewers coming on.
Yeah, I mean, then you get to turn the Badger game off. That's what that means, Austin. It'll be all perfect. Then everyone will actually show up for a real show because I haven't even mentioned this the whole time, but I've had this on in the background for the first half hour of the show, and I can't believe I'm not screaming more because I'm just infuriated every single time I turn my head there. But Austin, the Brewers win yesterday. They get back in the win column, get a nice hit from Jake Bauers, and we get some news that Christian Yelich is taking some batting practice, getting things back, maybe just day to day, might just hold off on him for the rest of the weekend. Seems like things are going in the right direction for Milwaukee again.
Yeah, and it seems like every time I doubt them and pick against them, they come through and show me I'm wrong. Yesterday, I thought Pittsburgh might get one, but happy to see the Brewers win again. Just getting healthy. We got three or four more weeks left of the season. Just getting healthy and making a playoff run, because that's what it's going to be all about. I mean, years from now, we're going to look back and say, yeah, it was a great season, but how much awesomer would it be if we can look back and say, hey, we went to the World Series or we won the World Series. So that's the hope. We want to just get healthy for the playoffs.
Austin Herdina joining us from the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Betting odds courtesy of the Potawatomi Sportsbook today between Milwaukee and Pittsburgh. Brewers favorites on the money line at -141. -1.5 will get you +120 odds with Pato, and the over-under set at 7.5. Austin, you know how I feel about 7.5s, man. They just hit the over all the time. I don't want to make your pick for you, but I noticed these trends that happen, it feels like.
I'm taking the over. I'm taking the over 7.5. And then I'm also taking Brewers -1.5. I think we're going to put some runs up on the board. I think Pittsburgh will help and score a few runs as well. But I think Brewers are going to put up a good 6 runs themselves tonight is what I'm thinking.
That would be awesome. We're going with those two. Any other?
No, we're not getting too cute. We're just getting those two at +102, I think it is right now.
+230 if you take the over. Yeah, and the run line. Yeah, so -1.5 on the Brewers run line, and then the over of 7.5 will pay +230 today over at the Potawatomi Sportsbook. I got you covered here. I fill it out every time. Your website's so easy to use that why would I not fill it out every time with you? All you got to do is click the buttons, does the math for you on the side. Perfect website if you're looking to get into some sports betting, helps you out along the way. I know you guys just wrapped up with the first slate of college football today, but also U.S. Open women's tennis. Sablenka now the champ too, watching that one as well. What else is going on today over at the Potawatomi Sportsbook, Austin?
Yeah, we've had a UFC fight night, started at 11 a.m. That's going on, just finishing up. We got Oklahoma and Michigan college football. Just seems like everything, right? We got baseball, we got football, we got UFC, WNBA is in season still.
Yeah.
So just plenty to do, plenty to watch, plenty to eat. Come on in and eat some food, get some drinks, have a good time, play some bets. If you're looking at coming in tomorrow, we still have reservations available.
Ooh,
you want to go to Potawatomi.com, click hover over the sportsbook icon and choose the reservations, and that will allow you to choose your section that you're looking for a table for tomorrow. We got availability for both the noon set as well as the Packer game in the afternoon.
Yeah, how you feeling about the season just as a whole for Green Bay? Not specifically tomorrow, but just looking ahead in the future, how you feeling about the Packers this year, Austin?
I feel like I don't know. I feel like we're like a 9-8, 10-7 season. I think this might be as good as it might get.
Okay.
I don't have super high hopes, but I also think that we're a team that, should be a playoff team.
Okay. All right. Well, maybe tomorrow we sprinkle in a little action for the Packer game as well, Austin, in the leadoff show.
Absolutely.
All right, we'll do that. One more time is parlay for the people today. We're keeping it with the teams. It is Brewers run line -1.5 and the over of 7.5. It'll pay +230 over at the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Austin, have a great rest of your day, my friend. And of course, go Brewers.
Go Brewers.
There he is, Austin Herdina over at the Potawatomi Sportsbook, joining us on the leadoff show on the Fan Guest Hotline, powered by Gruber Law Offices. One call. That's all. One more time, the parlay for the people, over of 7.5 and -1.5 on the Brewers run line, pays +230, courtesy of the Potawatomi Sportsbook.
Nobody likes them.
Craig Counsell returning to American Family Field.
We all want to see them lose.
It's not my job to tell people how to feel about something, or even to figure it out. Let people feel how they want to feel, and I'm good with that, and I think it doesn't have to be all positive.
It's time to eye up the enemy for today's game. It's the leadoff show powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM, The Fan.
Brandon Woodruff going up against Mitch Keller today in the pitching matchup. Woody trying to bounce back after a couple of starts now in which he has given up 5 earned runs in each. His ERA in July was 2.01. In August, it was 4.88. Significant increase from Woody over the last 2 games. Looking at the lineups today, Brandon Woodruff in his career against the Pittsburgh Pirates, there's some guys with some experience. Jared Triolo, 1 for 4. Spencer Horowitz, 0 for 2. You know how Brian Reynolds turns into Barry Bonds every time he plays the Milwaukee Brewers? It's not necessarily the case against Brandon Woodruff. Just 2 for 19 with 11 strikeouts in his career against the Big Woo. Tommy Pham has had the most success. He is 5 for 12. That's a .417 batting average. Has a homer as well off Woody. Nick Gonzalez, a hit. 2 hits for O'Neal Cruz against them. Otherwise, the bottom part of the order, 7 through 9, all looking for their first career hits off of Woodruff. Now, for the Brewers in their history against Mitch Keller, a little bit more of a sample size. 5 for 13 is Bryce Terang in his career against Mitch Keller. Jackson Chourio, 1 for 5. Bryce Terang is 4 for 16, but he's taken him yard. 6 for 21 is William Contreras with 2 career homers off of Keller. Jake Bowers, 3 for 10. Andrew Vaughn, 1 for 2. Caleb Durbin, 2 for 2. The only man in the order without a hit is Blake Perkins, 0 for 5 in his career against Mitch Keller. And Joey Ortiz, Mitch Keller is batting practice, 6 for 10 when he goes up against Mitch Keller in previous appearances. So some good matchups in favor of Milwaukee for sure today. Woodruff, if he's able to neutralize Brian Reynolds, who wasn't all worldly yesterday, but we've seen him take over games in which the Brewers have played against Pittsburgh in years past. The Pirates are not as big of a joke as it might seem to their record, right? Since they changed over to manager Kelly, they're a 500 ball club. This is a team that in 100 games has won 50 games with Kelly as their manager. This is now time for the Brewers to lock in this weekend, get the series win either today or tomorrow. I think the lineup today shows pretty good promise. I love the top 3. I really do. A Frelick, Chourio, Terang top 3 is just so much pressure with speed plus all of their bats. They're going to put the ball in play. If we want to try to piece this out, and I'll get sidetracked for half a second before we get over to Drew Wagner of Forbes Sports on the other side of this break. Playoff roster, playoff lineup, Christian Yelich has to probably slide in there, but then who do you take out of that top 3? Bryce Terang? I really don't want to. I'd rather Yelich bats fourth, but then Contreras batting fifth feels like it does him a disservice. It's probably some sort of Frelick, Churio, Yelich, and then you go Contreras, Terang, 4-5 right there. I think that's the best way they can do it, but I love seeing Bryce Terang high up in the order and batting at the number 3 spot, and I love seeing Churio on the 2 and Frelick, one of the best leadoff hitters in the league right now. Yeah, I said it. He's second in the NL in batting average, and he's batting over 300 as the leadoff hitter. Coming up, we're going to talk to Drew Wagner of Forbes Sports, pick his brain on the action that went down yesterday, and look ahead at today's game between Brandon Woodruff and Mitch Keller as the Brewers are trying to improve to 88-55 with another victory today as the Pirates sit at 64-78. They are 42-31 at home this year. That's kind of incredible with the great record they have at home and the abysmal record they have on the road. It is the leadoff show live from the 1250 AM 105.7 FM The Fan Studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Drew Wagner is coming up next.
Looking up, and it is gone. It's almost time for the first pitch. Let's see who's in today's starting lineups. Brought to you by Lakeland University. Experience it your way. Visit lakeland.edu. It's the leadoff show powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM The Fan.
Welcome back to the leadoff show. Tommy Wortz here with you live from the 1250 AM, 105.7 FM The Fan Studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Before we get to Drew Wagner, Forbes Sports Brewers lineup today one more time. Sal Frelick in right field to lead it off. Jackson Churio will bat second, play left field. Bryce Terang will be the second baseman, batting third. William Contreras catching, batting fourth today. Jake Bauers, the DH, will bat fifth. Andrew Vaughn at first base will bat sixth. Caleb Durbin bats seventh, plays third base. Blake Perkins bats eighth, plays center field. Rounding things out for the crew, it is Joey Ortiz batting ninth, playing shortstop.
What's the latest on the crew? Let's go inside the clubhouse with Drew Wagner of Forbes Sports on the leadoff show, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM The Fan. Inside the clubhouse is brought to you by Focus Baseball. Join their fall mini camps at focusbaseball.com.
Joining the show now, as he does each and every day, you can follow his work at Forbes Sports. Follow him on Twitter at @ByAndrewWagner on the Fan Guest Hotline, powered by Gruber Law. It is Drew Wagner joining us here on the leadoff show. Mr. Wagner, how are we on a Saturday, my friend?
Tommy, it's been a hot minute since I've doled out some friendly life advice from good old Uncle Wag.
Okay.
So I'm gonna shell out a quick piece for you today. If you spend $1,100 on replacement parts for your motor vehicle, say a pickup truck,
okay,
the Amazon, make sure you change the setting in your account to your current vehicle and not your old one.
Oh, no. Oh, yeah. Mr. Wagner, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Yeah. So you were on like a website to look up the parts and you had your old car put in?
Yep. And the best part was, like, I was all ready to go. Like, I got up early today, took the wheels off, disassembled the brakes. All I had to do is, everything was set. I was going to do the shocks, the struts, the brakes all at once. So I had the entire front end disassembled, waiting for Amazon to show up. Amazon shows up. It's the wrong stuff.
Well, I hope that it finds you in a timely fashion. And we continue to be impressed, as you are like the official Bob the Builder of the Fan Milwaukee, because none of us know what we're doing here at all. Drew Wagner joining us on the Fan Guest Hotline, powered by Gruber Law, by Andrew Wagner, his Twitter page, if you want to follow him along. Drew, yesterday, Brewers get back in a right way. They have like a mini come from behind as Bauers gives them the lead in the sixth, and then they hold on to that lead. But really, you got to point back to Quinn Priester and how big it was. Not that he was able to pick up that 11th straight decision as a victory, but he goes 7 innings during this stretch in which they are so desperate for starting pitchers to give them some sort of length, Drew.
That's probably the most important stat of the night, even more so than the victory. To say the Brewers needed that is an understatement. I actually meant to go look and see when the last time they had a starting pitcher clear 7 innings and how many times they've done it this year. Ooh. It has to be around the lowest in the league.
Yeah.
That bullpen needs it. Yeah, they just had an off day finally. You know what? They're still working a lot, and there's still a lot of guys that you can't count on to go long in games. They needed that 7 innings more than anyone. Yeah, you had to use your leverage guys at the end there because it was a close game, but the bats come through, make it worth it. Just an all-around, much-needed day. Every single aspect of yesterday was badly needed by that team.
It really was. And we got some news this morning. It sounds like Adam McCalvy out there in Pittsburgh with the boys. Christian Yelich taking some cuts in the cages, scheduled to at least today, not in the lineup, again, that we just heard earlier in this segment. But Yelich back probably after this weekend, Drew. Does that sound fair to say?
I think so. And honestly, I think I said this last week. Like, I wouldn't be shocked if they decide to just give him a blow through the weekend.
Yeah.
Give him basically a full week off. You can't, when you're dealing with a back, it's the one thing that with everything else that's gone wrong with my body, I haven't had serious problems with, but everyone that I know that has back problems, it is a living hell. I think they're being extra cautious. I don't think it's anything serious. If it was, they wouldn't wait this long to make a move. I think it's just a matter of it fits. There's a window in the schedule where they can do this. They have 2 months left. they need to get this taken care of.
Drew Wagner joining us here on the leadoff show. Drew, let's talk a little bit about today's game. Brandon Woodruff, Big Woo on the bump for Milwaukee, trying to bounce back. The last two outings have not been kind to him. The first inning of his start where it was 5 earned runs, was it last time or 2 times ago? The defense didn't do him any favors by any means, but his ERA has ballooned from 2.01 in July, from that to 4.88 in August. What have you noticed with Woodruff in these outings that looks a little bit off, that maybe he can try to correct to get better down the stretch here?
It's hard to say because his velo's been there. There's been no noticeable drop in that.
He only walked 3 guys the last 2 outings, right?
Yeah. I think maybe guys are ambushing a little bit and they're sitting fastball on him. And when they're doing that, your secondary stuff has to be spot on. Maybe that more than anything, maybe he's just not locating it that well. You can't see anything tangible. There's not anything that sticks out. He hasn't pitched overly bad.
No.
They just haven't been great outings. And he set the bar so high those first few times out. This is probably more of what we expected, I think, when he was coming out. We weren't expecting him to be locked down, lights out as he was. I think we were expecting him to be more of a, still figuring it out type of thing. It's a little uncanny, but, he's a veteran. He's been down this road before. I mean, he knows how to get himself back into sync, and hopefully we see that tonight.
Drew, I'm looking at the lineup today, and I want to just give good vibes to it. I actually just really enjoy the lineup, especially the front 4. And you got to think when Yelich comes back, he's going to be in one of those spots. Maybe Hoskins competes for it, but Frelick, Churio, Terang as a 1-2-3. Like, is there any more of a stressful 3 at-bats the Brewers could put together all in a row there? All of them always seem to make long ABs. Plus, all of them can beat something out that's a dribbler on the left side of the infield, Drew.
I was thinking the exact same thing when the lineup came out today. I really like Terang in that 3 spot.
Yeah.
It just, honestly, that's the only position he hasn't batted this year. He's now batted in all 9 positions. And for whatever reason, and I understand he put Yelich in there, I like Terang in the 3. Like, I really like the way he's got this set up. And like you said, the ability to grind out at bats, the ability to turn, nothing into something and stretch it. I just like this lineup.
I really do as well. And I'm trying to piece it together. Like, obviously, it feels like when Yelich comes back, if Yelich comes back, the odd man out is probably Bryce Terang to get out of that top 4. Like, could you see a possibility where Churio moves down at any point in this order?
I mean, maybe at some point you can try different things. It's just hard because then you got to move other pieces.
Right. It's just crowded. I'm not saying it because of his play. Like, I'm just wondering how they piece it together, right?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I really like tonight's lineup. I'm excited to see what it can do.
Yeah. And our guy, Jake Bowers, just casual two-hit day, 2 RBI, stolen base and back-to-back appearances. No big deal. I know decisions are going to be hard on who to keep by, but I just want to advocate for Jake Bowers because I'll never forget what he did for us last year, Drew. That was a magical moment in Milwaukee. Drew, thank you so much for jumping on today. Have a great rest of your day, my friend. Let's do it again tomorrow.
Sounds good.
There he is, Drew Wagner, jumping off the Fan Guest Hotline, powered by Gruber Law. 1 call. That's all. Follow him on Twitter at @ByAndrewWagner. Of course, his work over at Forbes Sports and at thefanmilwaukee.com. If you want to keep up with the Brewers, not just with the leadoff show, but with Mr. Drew Wagner. He does that all season long for Forbes Sports.
How does the Crew win today's game? Who needs to step up? Let's find out with the keys to the game. It's the leadoff show powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM. The Fan.
Keys to the game, how we always wrap things up here on the leadoff show. I want to look at that top 3. I just think that top 3 in the order is so exciting, and the potential with that Brewers top 3 of Sal Frelick, Jackson Churio, and Bryce Terang, like, that is electric. All of these guys way plus speed. They all have hard hit rates up there and contact, just getting the ball in play. 2 guys batting over 290 in that top spot there. Sal Frelick at 1 and Bryce Terang at 3. They are second and fourth in the National League in batting average, batting .297 and .292. Is that not crazy? 305 for Trey Turner. That is the best. There's one player in the National League that is over a 300 batting average this season. So I look at the top three. They got to carry some today. A homer out of somewhere in that top three, maybe 2 or 3 runs driven in as well. Sal Frelick, Jackson Chourio, Bryce Terang. Those are my keys to the game. That's going to do it for us here at the Fan Leadoff Show, 1 hour before each and every Brewers game this season. We'll be back tomorrow at 11:30 as Jacob Mizorowski is slated to pitch for Milwaukee. Still waiting on what the situation will be with the Pittsburgh Pirates. We know that Paul Skeens pitched the day before this series starts, so it's not going to be him, obviously. He knows when he's going to be out there next. Maybe an opener situation for Pittsburgh tomorrow. Make sure you guys check out all your favorite shows at thefanmilwaukee.com, youtube.com/@thefanmilwaukee. If you want to watch all your shows, every show live streamed on the Fan Milwaukee's YouTube page. That thing is growing. It is awesome. You guys are doing a great job over there. Subscribe, like, comment, share, all those favorite things they do over at YouTube because it is really taken off quite well. And we appreciate you guys helping us out with the YouTube page. Milwaukee Brewers, Pittsburgh Pirates. That's what's next here. Brandon Woodruff pitching against Mitch Keller will return tomorrow at 11:30. Live from the 1250 AM, 105.7 FM The Fan Studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Don't forget, send them home.